Hey guys, and welcome back to Find Yourself Recovery Coaching with moi. So today, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be explaining my eating disorder story. I'm not going to go into too much detail about some of the parts, but I kind of want to emphasize on some of the weight gain parts and some of the overshoot parts, and basically how I lost weight eating a fuck ton of food, because I wasn't trying. Because that's what you should do. If you're going to lose weight, and you need to lose weight, like if your body wants you to lose weight, it's going to happen naturally without you even trying. I eat a fuck ton of food, and I don't even I sit in my room all day playing games. I've been playing Hungry Shark Evolution on my TV. It's 2 p.m. right now when I'm filming this, and it's just like I don't really move much, and it turns out I've lost weight. I let it happen. I don't really care about my weight. My weight can go back up. I don't really care. It's just kind of proof that like your body will decide what weight it wants to be, not anything else. So yeah, let me get started with the story. So at about like April-ish, I had a girlfriend. This is April 2019, right? I had a girlfriend and she was anorexic. I don't know why, I kind of started telling her, oh no, I'm not eating either. It was a really weird like behavior of mine, and I was just like, no. And then I was still eating though, that's the thing. Like I was kind of still eating quite a bit, and then like one day it struck upon me, I was like, I feel so fake. That is what eating disorders are about. Like sometimes they're just like, oh, you're a fake. So it was just like, you're a fake, you need to try harder. And so I started restricting like a lot more. And see, when you're dating someone who's had an eating disorder for like a few years, and they have experience, and then they tell you everything, it's not the best thing. So I kind of picked up loads of behaviours from her. I knew a few of her accounts, which were like ED accounts. She had a few group chat links from there. I joined those group chats. I started engaging with other people with eating disorders, which is very unhealthy, especially when they're engaging in their eating disorders as well. I found a friend at school. They had an eating disorder, and I was like, literally, oh my god, there's someone I can get along with. But to be honest, it probably wasn't good for me, because I probably used it more as a competition to eat less, But yeah. Then I didn't really lose any weight, like from April until July. Like I was just losing and gaining. I stayed around my about set point, or the point where I started at my weight, which I'm pretty sure is my set point, because I am very near that weight now. I'm actually a bit above that weight, but I've grown a bit since then, so all's fair and good. So I believe that was my set point at the time. I literally kept bouncing back to my set point. It was amazing. It was really strange. But then I started restricting heavily, and did not go well. In like the period of like July to September, I got so ill. I lost a lot of weight. I was losing I'm not going to name numbers because I think numbers are pointless, but yeah, I lost quite a bit. And then I went into eating disorder treatment. Yeah, that wasn't really helpful either. So they weren't this is why like I literally recovered by myself, because I did feel like they weren't really helpful for me. They kind of told my mum to do everything, and my mum was not really that independent. I'm always the one that's independent, so she couldn't really do it. So it was kind of just me on my own. I just carried on restricting and just being in my own world, pretending like I started eating 3 meals, but I made all these meals and they were like vegetables and some small protein that is like low fat and high protein, so it's not very energy dense. Then I think it hit around November time, 2 months afterwards, after I went back to school, I was kind of like, I was in the recovery community, I was kind of lying about my recovery. It was very obvious though. I was like, oh no, I'm eating this. I would like take a picture of my sister's food. But it was very obvious, and my dumb brain couldn't get it because I was literally so starved. I was like, oh yes, it's going to be very obvious I'm eating this, but it wasn't. And oh, I made crumpets, but I put like I didn't cook it, and I just put the peanut butter on top, and so then I could take the peanut butter off and put the crumpet back, because I had a big thing about wasting food. I hated wasting food. I'm a bit like easy wasting food now, especially if I'm not hungry. But I think it's like when you're in a resource scarcity, you're like, food, no. Why would we throw away food? Like it's the most important thing right now, and there's none of it. So yeah, I also had a very big hoarding element, especially near the end. I had this whole shelf of sweets and chocolates, and it was just a very bad habit. Another bad habit I had was money hoarding. Yeah, I was so sparse on money. I was like, I would have a panic attack if I spent like £1 of my money, and then I spend like 20 quid on like rubbish food. And by rubbish, I mean healthy food or food that my eating disorder had deemed healthy, food that I don't actually eat anymore, because one, it kind of reminds me of my eating disorder. I'm like, I'm gonna pass on that. And two, it's not really nice food. It's just like food that you eat if you're forcing yourself to eat healthy foods. But yeah, I spent a lot of money on that, surprisingly, even though I was shit scared of spending money on anything else that was for me. But yeah, so by November I was in the ED community. I was lying quite a bit, and then I kind of decided to take a break. But before I took a break, I was talking to a few people, and I started watching this YouTuber called Tabitha. She really helped. Like, honestly, she was one of the most helpful people in my recovery. Yeah, there was a method called the all-in method. Basically, you give in and listen to your hunger cravings, and for me that was like the only way for me to do it, like personally, because like if you're taking it slow, it's so fucking painful. Like, I don't get how people can do that. Like, you're just like taking one small step, tiny little step every time. You're fucking shit scared. Whereas if you start eating everything at once, you're just like, oh yeah, like it literally becomes like you can eat anything in the world so much faster, and your recovery speeds up so much more, and you also gain weight faster. And yeah, that is the point of beating anorexia, or any eating disorder really, or any dieting thing. Just like eat what you want to eat. I don't know why people don't do it. It's so stupid still. Like, there's so much stigma around it, even in today's society. Like, not even just eating disordered people, like normal people don't like eating what they want, because we live in a diet culture, unfortunately. So I took a break from November to like February-ish, and then by February I'd gained a lot of weight. If you watch my previous videos, you're gonna see like how much food I fucking ate a day. It would be 20,000 calories or more, and it still took me until like February to gain the weight, even though like logically that doesn't make sense, but it just proves there's more to it than just the energy. Now let's talk about those phases. So when I was like refeeding, I had a lot of constipation and other gut problems, especially at the start. Like, everything just seemed to come up, and then once my metabolism started speeding up, I started getting the hypermetabolism or the hyperphagia symptoms, which would be sometimes swelling of the leg, like water swelling in the leg, which is very common. When you go to sleep, Not fun. You basically wake up in sweat, which isn't at all fun. You start being a furnace. Just anything. Think about. Oh, your hunger just gets even worse, like even bigger, because your body's metabolism is speeding up, and it's kind of going into overdrive. So it's kind of trying to get rid of things as much as possible. You just need to remember to rest for that, even though you might have loads of energy, because you're just an eating disorder. You need to rest. But after that, by like March really, I was like fully weight restored, and I had all the markers of recovery. I was no longer obsessed with food. I didn't really care about it. I'm more interested in my fucking books or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm more interested in my phone. I spend like half my time on my phone now. I just came interested in life. But one side effect I would say I got from recovery was I became depressed. It's weird, but I think I can explain this. So basically, think about the fact you've been overdoing your body for too long. So you've had this little rest. I don't know what, quite a few people get the rest thing, especially if they have the exercise anorexia, where they want to move a lot. Their body just flat. They just die basically, and this is for a short while because your body just kind of wants to heal, but the mind still kind of needs to heal from all that activity, I think. So it kind of just goes into a depressive state until it's kind of like gone back to normal, and then it can go back to a normal rate instead of it's a bit like bipolar, I guess you could say. You know how they have the mania? You were kind of in the mania phase because your body was really stressed, and now you've gone into a depressive state, and so you just need to let it happen. Sometimes it can go on for quite a while, but it does get better slowly once your mind gets rest. Don't stress your mind too much. So after I've done that, this is where I was at my highest weight. This is I was 10 kilograms higher than my set point weight, or the weight that I'm at currently. I don't know what my set point weight is, just gonna let that happen. And I was fine with it. You've got to accept your body anyway. I didn't really care whether it was an overshoot. I don't really care whether it was an overshoot now. It's just like, wow, my body lost weight even though I was still eating a lot. Because I eat a lot, by the way. Like, I've always eaten a lot, but like, damn, I eat a lot. Like more than most of my friends, more than most of my family. It's like they're always like, Sophie, you're having another meal. Are you serious? Like, I don't really care. It's not bothering. They're just like, oh my gosh, how do you eat so much? But and I lost weight doing that as well. So set point is real, gang. But yeah, to be honest, like, I didn't lose weight instantly. Like, your weight slowly goes down. It's not like anorexia where you lose a kilogram in a week or something. It's like gone down that 10 kilograms over like 6 months or something, and it's slowly got. No, I don't even know how it's gone down because I didn't actually weigh myself for like a long while. So I was completely unaware I was losing weight until I was like, whoa, I've lost 10 kilograms. What? But it's crazy, to be honest. Yeah. It's still amazing me to this day that like my body can just decide what it wants to be, and like I've literally not tried to control my body for so long, and it's just decided to go down randomly, and I haven't even noticed it because I don't really pay attention to my body much. I've never been one that's like, oh, looks at their body every day. Look at my hair. My hair's a mess. I'm gonna dye it. I'm gonna bleach it soon. I needed gloves, but there's no gloves at Lidl, so I couldn't bleach my hair. right now I'm just happy with life, to be honest. Just, I'm enjoying life. Like, life's gotten so much better since past, like, even post recovery. The start of post recovery was a bit depressing, like I mentioned, and now things are kind of like looked up. It just happens naturally. Trust me. You find things that you're interested in. Like, you no longer have food to take your mind off of everything, so you kind of let your mind wander. Might go rest in a while after this video because I literally have nothing to do today. It's a Friday morning technically for me, but I haven't had any work for ages. Or no, I finish my work usually on Monday and Tuesday. I'm rambling about my life, sorry, but yeah, set point is real. Like, I gained a lot of weight very, very fast, and I ate a fuck ton, and I still eat a fuck ton, but I lost weight doing it, because your body knows where it wants to be. There's no such thing as boredom eating. There's no such, like, emotional eating may happen, but you need to let it happen.